There are moments in life when the world grows heavy and the weight of our burdens seems too great to bear. We look around and see the storms swelling on all sides. The chill of doubt, the winds of disappointment, shadows of loss creeping silently across our hearts. We feel, at times, earthbound, tethered to troubles that grip our spirit and chain our hopes. Yet, within the hush of every struggle, a whisper stirs, a call to lift our eyes heavenward, to remember a promise that is as ancient as the mountains and as sure as the dawn. But those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. These words from Isaiah 40:31 stretch out like a banner across human history, igniting courage in the weary, breathing life into the faint. Imagine now a solitary eagle perched at the edge of a sheer cliff. Below, shadows of towering mountains fade into valleys of mist and uncertainty. The eagle waits, feeling the pulse of the wind as it gathers with invisible hands. Its feathers tremble, not in fear, but in anticipation. Its eye is fixed not on what lies below, but on the possibilities above, wide and bright and boundless. The eagle is not meant to live anchored to the ground. It is shaped for the sky, crafted to rise on unseen currents, to pierce the cloud and bask in the radiance that reigns above every storm. In much the same way, you are not meant to be rooted in despair, spent by adversity, or limited by yesterday's defeats. You are called to ascend, empowered by a love that transcends all obstacles, by a strength not your own. Just as sunlight bursts through the darkest clouds and bathes the earth in new gold, so the Spirit of God breaks through even the deepest night to lift your spirit, renewing, reviving, reminding you of who you are in Him. See, as the eagle spreads its wings, a sudden surge of wind sweeps beneath. Up the bird climbs, borne higher and higher, not by frantic effort, but by the faithful, unyielding rhythm of the wind's embrace. This is not a striving born of desperation. It is rising empowered by trust, surrender, and the knowledge that the heights were always meant to be its home. You too have within you the capacity for flight, a spirit designed to soar, a hope designed to rise above. In the ancient days, God's people wandered through wilderness and exile, their hearts heavy with fatigue and longing. Yet even then, the Lord's answer was not to promise them endless ease or simple solutions. Instead, He promised His own presence, unfailing, unshakable, always enough. He promised that while their strength would falter, His strength would never fail. Where their feet would stumble, His grace would carry them. Where weakness threatened to overwhelm, renewal waited just beyond the horizon, as certain as the coming dawn. The eagle ascends into swirling clouds, its silhouette crowned by rays of blinding light. Storms and shadows swirl beneath, but the eagle climbs higher, above the thunder, above the tumult, where peace reigns and clarity returns. So it is with the soul that anchors itself not in circumstance, but in Christ. Lifting your gaze from the dust of disappointment, you see Him, Jesus, radiant in heavenly light, reaching out with a hand of impossible strength and infinite gentleness. In His presence, all things are made new. The impossible becomes possible, the weary find rest, and those who have fallen discover the power to stand again. You may feel at times the ache of inadequacy, the sting of weakness. Perhaps you have been battered by loss, or shaken by fear, or humbled by your own limitations. Yet the Lord whispers, "Wait upon me, trust in my promise, I am your strength." His love is not deterred by your failings, nor diminished by your doubts. Instead, His strength is perfected in your weakness, and His grace is sufficient for every need. Across the earth, within hidden corners of homes and hearts, people lift their eyes from silent sorrow. The young, bowed by uncertainty, the old, wearied by the ache of years. They look up, drawn by something greater, compelled by a hope that will not let them go. As each face turns toward the source of light, something begins to happen. Shadows recede, heaviness lifts, and an inner power begins to pulse through veins that thought they would never walk, let alone run or rise. Do you hear it? The swelling song of hope, the crescendo of faith that echoes through every age. This is not the anthem of the flawless or the unbroken. It is the song of those who have tasted sorrow and yet dare to believe in the goodness of God. In the quiet corners where despair has lingered, beams of light break through, illuminating tears, turning mourning into songs of courage. What once bound you is now falling away. Chains replaced by wings, despair transformed by divine embrace. Feel the wind now stirring your spirit, urging you higher. Let the confusion and clamor below grow dim as you focus on what lies above. There is a place where clarity reigns, where hope is unassailable, where Christ stands, arms open, eyes blazing with compassion and glory. See him now, gentle, yes, but mighty beyond imagining. His hand is extended to you, not in condemnation, but in invitation, to rise, to step out upon the currents of his faithfulness and discover with each breath what it means to live as a child of the King. The eagle does not question the wind, nor shrink back from the heights. It rises because it was made to rise, because the sky is its promise, and the sun its inheritance. So it is with you. Your destiny is not the valley, but the mountain top. You are fashioned for the miracle of ascent. The Spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells within you, awakening courage where you only knew timidity, forging new paths where you saw only walls, igniting dreams where resignation once reigned. Let the orchestral song swell within your heart, lifting the dark as a new light dawns. There is power in your waiting, purpose in your perseverance. The quiver in your knees is not a sign of defeat, but of being poised for flight. Trust the wind, trust the Spirit, trust that God is nearer than the breath in your lungs, and that his plans for you are greater than anything that would keep you bound to the ground. One by one, step by step, you rise. The pain of the past gives way to the promise of a future crowned with hope. Faith draws you upward, a faith not in yourself or fleeting circumstance, but in the unchangeable, unstoppable love of God. Each moment spent waiting upon the Lord, each prayer whispered in the night, each tear shed in the silence, is transformed into strength. From weakness to renewal, from darkness to light, your story is becoming a testament to grace. With every ascent, you are more than a survivor. You are a victor, a child of promise, a soul set free to soar. The higher you rise, the clearer the vision becomes. Jesus is before you, behind you, beside you. His glory warming your heart, his mercy carrying you forward. Allow gratitude to fill your wings, and let hope be your horizon. Understand, now and always, you are not created to remain grounded by fear, regret, or exhaustion. Your life is not meant to be lived in the shadows, but in the radiance of God's presence. Rise then, like the eagle, above the storms, above the darkness, into the realms of promise secured by Christ himself. Run and do not grow weary. Walk and do not faint. For you are carried by the everlasting arms, sustained by divine strength. The one who called you is faithful. The heights await, and the world waits to witness the miracle of your ascent. Remember, you're not meant to stay grounded. Rise in God's strength.